Hey everybody, Ryan here at etrailer. Today on our 2018 Acura MDX, we're going to be showing you how to install the Curt Custom Fit 4-way flat trailer wiring harness. But before we get into that, let's take a minute, check it out, and make sure it's going to work for you. One of the things that's pretty cool about this wiring is it can live inside of the vehicle when you're not using it. That way you don't have any wiring hanging down below the vehicle if you don't want to. So when you are ready, you open up the rear hatch. You can keep it in your storage compartment. That way it's out of the elements. Got a ton of length here, so you shouldn't have any issues in terms of that. Then you just close the hatch on it. Avoid the latch area, and it might seem kind of odd doing this, but you're not going to hurt the wiring, you're not going to hurt your car. It's designed to be able to do this. And this will give you a spot to, a connector to be able to plug your trailer into. Now with that said, you can also route this outside and mount it up here if that's what you want to do, and I'll show you a way you can do that during the install. But this is going to be a 4-way flat type connector, which is extremely common, especially for the types of trailers that the MDX is going to be, likely to pull. You're going to get your taillight signals, your turn signals, as well as your brake lights. Something I do want to bring up, if the trailer you're going to be pulling has a style connector like this is what's called a 7-way, you're going to want a different kit. You're going to want the kit that has that 7-way round type connector. That way it'll allow you to plug the style of a trailer into it. So I just wanted to mention that because it is available for the MDX. And to compare this kit to the other 4-way flat style kit, which is this one here, this is made by Takancha. Honestly, you really can't go wrong either way. They're both well made and kind of the same deal there. So regardless on what one you go with, they're both going to work and get the job done, and you're going to get a good wiring kit. As far as the installation is concerned, it doesn't get a whole lot easier on these. Essentially, there's a panel, a fuse panel that you pop off in the back. The wiring plugs into it. You put a couple of fuses in, and that's really about it. So just about anyone should be able to do this at home. With that said, why don't we go ahead and get started on it now. So you begin your installation here at the back of your MDX. Open up your hatch, and we're going to lift up on this floor covering here and actually pull out our cargo tray. We'll set this to the side, and that'll give us access to a panel over here on the driver's side that we need to remove. Here is this panel, and you can just take a flathead screwdriver and pry underneath of it, and that'll give us access to the factory connector that we're going to use to plug our wiring in. So it'll be this empty one here that's a rectangle in shape. You can grab the wiring kit and side with the connector plug on it. I'm just going to push it behind our panel here. Run it through, and our connector is going to line up with the factory one. This is going to plug right into place. It'll only go in one way, so if it's not popping in real easy, flip it around. But snap that right into position. We're going to have this white wire with the pre-attached ring terminal. That's going to be our ground. And in our case, here on the back of our car, there's a factory ground that'll work perfect. So I'm going to remove that bolt. I used a 10 millimeter to pull it out. Take the bolt, push it through our ground wire, back through the factory grounds, and then tighten it back down. Now we can get the fuses installed that they give us in the kit. So on this row, you're going to have this empty slot here. And with that one, the 10 amp fuse will push into place. And then on this bottom row, if you go 1, 2, 3 over this slot, that's where you're going to put the 7.5 amp fuse. We're going to have one more fuse on our trailer wiring. There's this built-in fuse holder. Take the included larger fuse and put that into place. At this point we can secure our converter box. So they give you some double-sided tape. Make sure that the surfaces are clean. So I wiped them off with some rubbing alcohol while I'm dry. And I'm just going to mount this up right back here. It is a good idea to test your wiring to make sure it's working properly. I like using this tester as opposed to just plug it into your trailer, because if your trailer has any issues, it could mislead you into thinking it's something you did on the vehicle side. But with that said, we'll hit our brakes. We'll try our left turn signal, our right turn signal, and our taillights. From here, now that we know it's all working good, we can put everything back the opposite way that we removed it. And you have a couple of choices in terms of what you want to do with the wiring end. What I would do, and what a lot of people do, will just leave this stored inside. But if you want to route yours down out by the hitch and mount it up to a bracket, it looks like if you peel up back on this, looks like there's a grommet here that you could always pop out, and that should be large enough to allow you to drop the wiring connector down through there. So that's perfectly acceptable as well. And that'll finish up our look at and our installation of the Curt Custom Fit 4-way flat trailer wiring harness on our 2018 Acura MDX.